We back. The Big Apple. NY. The Knicks are back. Staten Mellow. This dedicated to my city, New York. Official kings in the court. Reach with a ball, a hard lesson gets taught. So bring your skills to the nearest playground. No clown around. Catch a helmet in a minute on a New York playground. The Big Apple's what they call it for short. And basketball is our sport. We play for keeps and never settle for sure. So bring your game when you come to my town. We snatch a crowd. You get embarrassed on the court after you shook to the ground. You get respected when you prove you get down. So say the joke for the clowns. And NYC, we known to go a few rounds. This is a city where you're forced to go hard. You'll get booed out of Dodge and shown the door being the weakest on squads. Rucker Park and summer nights, they stay live. Brothers play for the pride and bragging rights on who's the king of NY. So grab the pill and prepare to go hard. Pick your 12-man squad. Orange and blue better believe we go hard. This for my city, New York, New York City where it's gritty. Yeah. For my city, never pretty. New York City, sing it with me. Yeah. For my city, New York City where it's gritty. NYC, for my city, never pretty. Yeah. New York City, sing it with me.
New York City, sing it with me. Stills the great Hardwell, J. Remy, Knicks Talk Nation Radio every Monday, 10 to 11. Fellas, the season is upon us. I know that y'all excited like me. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to talk about today, man. Knicks doing some wonderful things in preseason. We're going to get to all of that. You know what I'm saying? Look like it might be we might have some good problems, rotational problems, but hey, man, when was the last time we could have said that about a Knicks team? You know what I mean? But before we get into all of that, fellas, what's good, man? Talk about it. Hardwell, what's up, champ?
Everything good, bro. How you doing, man? How everything good with you, Rim? Everything good with me, man. I can't complain at all. Just happy to be here. Talk about our Knicks.
No
Get
question.
ready for
No
Wednesday.
question. Yes,
How
sir.
about you guys?
I mean, shit, I'm excited. Go ahead, Remy. I'm gonna let you take that one.
Man, I can't complain, man. I'm blessed as usual. Grateful for another Monday. Grateful to be here with y'all, and I can't wait for this season, bro. I can't wait.
Listen,
I'm like a kid in a candy store, bro. I can't wait.
You know what I mean? So we all geeked up, you know what I mean? But first and foremost, I gotta say shout out, the verses or whatever, man. I had a great weekend, man, headed in today, man. I was at Barclays yesterday, man. I got to see, a classic old school versus battle between Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One. Shout out to Fat Joe, who's a huge Knick fan. He was the host for the night. It was a dope show. Had a dope time, you know what I mean? It was in Brooklyn at Barclays. Could have been at the Garden, but hey, man, Dolan probably had other things going on. But, that capped off my weekend, man, heading into today. But, let's just get into it, man. The Knicks go 4-0 in preseason, and they win the last game in classic fashion, man, with Julius Randle with the buzzer beater, man. First and foremost, what was y'all thoughts on the preseason and that last game, man?
Well, the preseason to me was great because at first I didn't expect Tibbs to play the main guys as much as he did, but I realized why he did that, to try to build some early chemistry. A lot of teams is doing that when you look around the league, so that means that teams are approaching this season different. Also, I feel like if we winning and we still see we making mistakes and we still winning, that's a good thing because we going into our first game, with good chemistry and we feeling good about ourselves, especially coming back in that last game. And I know Julius Randle should be feeling good because I did want to give him some credit because I'm hard on him as far as like how much I would say he need to do this and he need to do that. But when you start making them type of shots, even if it's preseason,
yeah,
those are big. Because people say, oh, it's just preseason. I even say that, you know what I'm saying? But when you hit a shot like that and everybody just wants to win, that's more important to me. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you do that at, everybody wanted to win. So for him to do that at the end of the clock and not leave a smidget worth of time left, and he fumbled the ball a little bit, I got to give him credit for that. And I'm excited too, just like y'all, can't wait. I think Boston is going to be a great test for us. to, play a team that is gritty and gonna play hard. They got Smart, they got Tatum. Williams play big down low. I heard Brown is gonna be out resting. I think his hand had surgery. He had surgery on his hand or something, so he's still resting. So with Brown being out, we should be able to take the Celtics, but it'll be a good game, my opinion. And I'm gonna pass it with that.
Just since we jumped to that, you know what I mean? That game, everything you said is facts. You know what I mean? The Celtics came back. They added some new pieces to their roster. One noticeable piece was Dennis Schroeder, who of course gave up the big bag in LA and took shorts to play in Boston because he bet on himself and he lost. You know what I mean? Danny Ainge is no longer in the front office. Brad Stevens moved from the coaching sidelines to the front office. And now their new coach is Ime Udoka, who came from the San Antonio Spurs system. He's trying to be a disciplinarian. He sat a guy down the other day for crying to the refs. So, for Boston, this might not be the same old Celtics that we're used to seeing. This is a new era for them. Yes, they do have Tatum. Yes, Brown is sitting out because of the surgery that he had on his hand and he's not ready yet. And like you said, this is a winnable game for the Knicks. And it's a revenge game. And, shout out to Kemba Walker because he didn't sugarcoat it. When he was asked earlier, when he was with Michael K, they asked him, is there a little extra something in the tank for you, being that you're playing against your former team? He said, absolutely. He said, they traded me. Obviously, they didn't want me. So now, I got a little something in my tank ready for him. He said, I want to beat those guys. Evan Fournier, the same thing. He didn't fit in Boston. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to come out fired up, man, and ready to beat the stew out of the Celtics on Wednesday. And I can't wait. You know what I mean?
I think
Shout out Michael Ray.
Three things.
Shout out to Mike Ray.
Mike Ray, what's good, bro? Yeah, I think three things really stand out to me from the preseason. Again, it's a small sample size. I try not to be a prisoner of the moment as much as I can. But I think Randall's dominant play. I think the way Randall's been playing, he's literally carried over from last year. He's averaging like 22 and 10, I think. He played 3 of the 4 games, I think. I think the offense has a chance to be elite. I think the offense can be a top 3 offense in the league. I think it has the potential. And then their depth. They got depth. I think they could play 9-10 deep a night. Those 3 things right there. I'm gonna leave it at just that. Randall's carrying over from last year so far. The offensive potential they have to be an elite offense. I'm talking about top 3 offense, and then the depth, them being able to go 9-10 deep in their bench rotationally every night, I think is a big possibility.
Yeah, I must agree with that. But one of the most glaring things that stood out to me from the preseason was R.J. Barrett's improved 3-point shooting and his defense. He's been knocking down those open threes more consistently now. The more they leave him open, the more he's knocking them down. And he's taking pride on playing better defense. And you see it, you know what I mean, in his intensity on the defensive end and has his aggressiveness on the offensive end as well, man. So I think he's really trying to be that two-way player that Tibbs and everybody else in the front office was urging him to be this season. Mike Ray, what's your thoughts on everything, bro?
Man, listen, first of all, peace and blessings to all the brothers here today.
Peace.
Good. We could come together once again.
Yes, sir.
Graham Harwell still owe me some pizza, but we'll talk about that offline. I think that for the limited sample size, right? So we only got 4 preseason games this year.
Yes.
And the NBA season started so quickly after it ended that this was almost for every team like they played in a normal NBA final with the amount of time between end of season, summer league,
100%.
and start of season, right? So 100%. You only had a short sample size. I feel everything I wanted to see though I didn't get the amount of it that I wanted, I got, right? So you wanted to see multiple lineups. You saw multiple lineups. Check. You wanted to see a lineup where you got a Kemba and a D Rose on the floor at the same time. Small sample size, but you got to see it. Check.
100%. Yep.
I wanted to see. We know Fournier can shoot. We know that if you want shooting of any kind, you got to pay for it. So that 17, 18 that he got, that's pretty much the cost of doing business.
100%.
I like to see the things that you do aside from what you're known for, or are you a one-trick pony? And I tell you what, watching him cut off backdoor cutters, watching him, yeah, okay, so he's not Bruce Bowen. He's not going to shut nobody down. But I need to see some effort. So you saw effort. You saw effort from, I got to honestly say, everybody, right? I wanted to see a blowout. I wanted to see a wire to wire. And I wanted to see a struggle game, right? That's where the characters developed. We saw that in the last game. We saw Julius picked up where he left off, which put the league on notice. You cannot let him get to his spot. Because if he gets to his spot, it's money in the bank.
100%.
But the other thing that impressed, see, Tibbs is no respecter of person. So if you rocking, he's rolling. It don't matter who you are. We saw him sit RJ many times last year.
Yep.
He had no Burks, and he ran with the rookie with Grimes.
Yes.
And here's what was impressive to me. Before Grimes started guarding Neto looked like the second coming of Allen Iverson. Grimes got on him, and it became 5-on-4. Shut him down. So you saw Mitch. You see that all Mitch needs to do is get in shape, get in ball shape. Because he was making dudes was like, nah, I ain't going in there. I ain't going in there. Yeah, you take it. Nah, you take it. I don't want it. I ain't going in there.
Yeah.
So I think that we saw a small sample size of everything we wanted to see, or at least I wanted to see. Yeah. And because of that, this is going to be a successful year.
I believe so too. Harvard, what you want to add to that?
I mean, I see a lot of good things, and to win 4 games in preseason since we played our main players it turns out to be a good thing, I think, because we came close to losing the game, which we shouldn't have been down in, but just to show our grit. And like he said, I mentioned it to you backstage, how Grimes was calling for the ball. To be a rookie to call for a ball, if he missed that shot, think about that. We don't win that game.
That's a fact.
So I respect the fact that he called for the ball and then shot it and made it. And not only that, Derrick Rose gave him the ball. He made that pass, like kind of like, you know how you throw an angle pass to the side?
That's
so
a fact.
Let him right to the B away from the D and everything. And I was like, wow. You know, to see them guys come back like that, that shows a lot about what we're trying to build for and what we could be soon. So I agree exactly what everybody's saying.
Fact. Shout out to my brother Rel. I see you checking in on Facebook, man. We see you. Yeah. One of the noticeable things was Mitchell Robinson, his size. You can tell that he definitely bulked up a lot more. He looked a lot bigger than a lot of guys on the court the other day. I was really surprised at that. And he wasn't in bad shape. I mean, he was winded a little while for a little bit, but he looked like his old self, grabbing boards, putbacks, and he looked like he was muscling dudes down low and dunking it a la Shaq style. You know what I mean? So if we can get that type of play out of Mitchell Robinson this season when he's at 100%, yeah, it's going to be a problem. Now, the one thing I'm concerned about, and you touched on this last week, Remy, is Nerlens Noel. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that he's going to probably miss the opening night game with the knee issue. Bring me up to speed. I mean, did he get surgery or something? Because when they signed him, they didn't mention anything about him being hurt in the offseason.
I thought it was just swelling. It was swelling. That was the reason why. No, I got to double check. I thought it was just swelling, but let me double check while y'all talking.
Yeah, because I'm like, wow, like, you know, that caught me off guard. I thought they just was resting him because he's a veteran. He's gonna be ready during the, when the regular season rolls around. But they're saying he's gonna miss opening night, man, and that was kind of shocking to me. You know what I mean?
That's probably why Sims has been around like that.
Exactly.
I
And
was
he's
trying to wonder why, and for Mitch to come back, and I'm like, it ain't for Mitch, it's for Nerlens. I'm like,
yeah,
that was kind of so. Even when I seen Mitch was in the lineup, I was like, that means a lot. But then it kind of pushed us back because when, like what you saying right now about Nerlens, I didn't know this. So it's like we get good news and then get bad news.
yeah. Like Mitch came back, Nerlens is out, but
I mean, I want to see all the Jericho I can get. Y'all know how I feel about that boy. I want to see
I mean,
all as
that's why
much of
he
him
here.
as I can get. So
If Nerlens don't play, he gotta play.
That's a fact. And he didn't get any plans on the last game, I don't believe. Maybe I'm mistaken.
they're listed as just knee soreness and knee
Thought he was
pain.
going back to the. I thought he was going to the G League.
Nah, he is. He's on a two-way contract. So
Who,
Okay,
Brandon Knight?
yeah. No. Nah, they cut Brandon
they
Knight.
got rid of Brendan
They
Knight.
got rid of Brandon Knight, but
They
Jericho.
just signed him.
Yeah, they
Same day they got rid of him.
Yeah, grand opening, grand closing.
Ah,
It didn't work. It didn't fit. I didn't see the reason for him coming anyway. I don't know
I didn't
what
see
they.
it. It didn't make any sense. It made no
didn't make any
sense.
sense.
It made
You know what
no
I'm saying?
sense.
Now,
But yeah, it's labeled as knee pain and knee soreness. Still
Okay.
So there could be more to that because I'm
Mhm.
telling you that boy needs, man.
yeah, I know.
No, I should give him mine. Like,
Nerlens always hurt, man.
I could give him mine. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? But
right.
I hope it's just that. I hope it's just that.
Now, one of the most noticeable things that I also seen was that when they had Obi in the lineup and Mitch was on the, and Julius was on the bench.
I knew you was going to say
I'm
that.
saying we gotta call a spade a spade. Oh well, I told you he has to get minutes this year. You can't.
Well, what you was going to say though? They put him at the 5, right?
Obi. They put him at the 5.
I knew you was going to say
Positionless
that.
basketball.
You see what I'm saying? Positionless basketball. And the team went on a run with him, Grimes.
But hold on, I got an answer for that. I got an
Go ahead.
answer for y'all. I knew
Go
y'all.
ahead.
I knew one of y'all was going to say that.
Go ahead. Let me
So
hear
I
it.
came prepared. I came prepared.
Let's go.
What happened was, right?
What had happened
Even for
was
Grimes to be out there, you could tell Tibbs was trying to win the game and put pieces in to change it because Son got in foul trouble. Taj Gibson got in foul trouble.
Yes, he fouled out the game.
Okay.
He fouled out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's be clear what really happened. That's circumstances and situations when you coach. And that's not like saying like if Taj wouldn't have fouled out, Obi would have been at the 5. Now, this is why he put Obi at the 5. I'm telling you, he kept the court spread when he put Obi at the 5 because we needed 3. Listen, let me make my main point. We needed 3s because we was down. And to put a big in at the 5 that could hit the 3 and keep the court spread helped us come back, to be honest with you. Now, that does not mean he's gonna always play Obi at the 5 because of the simple fact that we got 3 centers. We got Taj, we got Mitch, and we got Nerlens, and we got Jericho.
Yeah, what's the best ability?
availability.
No, I'm just telling you that he was. No, I'm just talking about for that game and situation. It was a good move. It wasn't something that is going to be done all the time because Taj fouled out and Nerlens ain't playing and Mitch not playing. So of course he got to put him in.
Salute the Project Nerd. We see you now.
Salute, Hack.
No, but hold on. But Hardwell, didn't we say this last week that Taj Gibson and Obi are the same size? Right?
Exact size.
Same exact size.
But we know, I said when you said that, you cannot expect Obi to do what Taj do in the rebounding category. He's a veteran, and Taj Gibson puts him in that position for a reason. And he's the main reason why we won some of those preseason games the way he came out and played.
All right, so
let's keep it real.
But Will, we talked more about how Taj being that goon and being that agitator too. Like
but that's all a part of it. I don't got to say that. I'm just saying the trust that Tibbs and we have in Taj Gibson. Obi can't get that in 2 years of now he could build his own type of a player. He's not a Taj Gibson, if you ask me. He's more of a high flyer.
No, and that's my dynamic of the game.
He makes up for with his
he can't replace
his athleticism.
in a
his
play,
athleticism and his size, bro.
I could sub him in to spread the court and know that if you double, now I could pass it to Obi and Obi can hit the three. That was a great chess move by Tibbs. That's what I could call that. Not something that the team is gonna always do. Y'all asked me, and I knew y'all was gonna say it, so I got a great answer to a great reply.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think we missing. I think we missing the fact that Tibbs made it clear he did not like running Obi and Julius together because he lost rim protection. When you saw Obi block 3 shots the other night, that is one of the main pieces that kept Obi on the floor like the Friday night.
That was Gafford though.
Right? Listen, man, listen. It don't matter, it don't matter if it was Stewie from Family Guy. He put up he got 3 blocks. He clearly outruns most players down the floor. He can nail a 3, and God knows you don't jump when he jumps.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact.
So that right there, that fear factor alone of being posterized, and now he's blocking shots. Yo, listen, that is what kept him on the floor. It's earned money, right? So it's like that game, it's like that video game where you got no more lives. So as long as you keep winning, you keep living. You die, that's it.
That's a fact.
That's the way he played.
Yeah.
Right? That's the way he plays, especially on Friday. You seeing the confidence. And just to double back and touch on something my brother mentioned, let me tell you something. When Grimes in the corner waving for the ball, matter of fact, scratch that. Grimes in the corner, if you look at how emphatically he waved that arm, that's a demand. That's not a request.
Facts.
I'm open. Yeah.
He demanded the ball and nailed it.
Facts.
Right? So got the ball from D Rose, who could have made the shot on his own. So I think what you're seeing is fundamentally you seeing a team that on any given night could probably run 12 deep.
And that's what and I'm glad you brought up Grimes. Now, he proved his worth. That game, he proved that you gotta make room for him. Huh? Go ahead.
Still, I want to say something to you give props on what you was trying to say kind of too, because Obi did hit one of those threes.
He hit a couple.
Right in the corner.
About in the comeback. I'm just trying to go back where we was,
Yes.
Okay. He gave him the ball again. He almost hit another one. So I'm kind of making both our point because I said Tibbs set him up to do that kind of sort of because Gafford was in that position, if I'm not mistaken, when Obi was at that point. You know what I mean? So Gafford wound up being on Randall. So I'm not sure who was on Obi when he hit the 3. Obi made one, then he missed the second one. So that's kind of the point. He went in the game ready to shoot in that position because the big is used to staying in the paint. So when you got to go out to guard somebody who could put the ball down and just take one dribble and go sky high on you, Kenny Skywalker, like my man Ray would say. Remember Kenny Skywalker in the garden? He used to go upstairs. So Obi could do that. So he's a threat more because now he's stretching the floor. And if he puts you in that position, no, I understand. But the key point why I wanted to bring that up is this. That's a very good point to look at. But you cannot take away our rim protection like Mitch and Noel and replace it with that because we are too small to do that. Now, what Mike Ray was saying, because he made a couple blocks, he earned to stay in the floor, plus Todgers and fouled out. So these are the key reasons why that kind of happened. Hey, it worked out.
And they won.
He showed he could play the position if we need him for sure.
Yes. And that's all I'm saying. We're not talking about bringing him off the bench, 6-man off the bench to run in the play to 5.
Of course not. Yeah, no, facts.
In certain points of the game, you might have to switch it up to kind of switch the tempo of the game up. You know what I mean?
Listen, that lineup that they ran with at the end of the game was bred to run.
Yes.
You had Obi, your front court was Obi, Julius, and RJ,
Yes.
and then you had Grimes, the young rookie, and D Rose, who keeps everybody settled. I don't even think I ever seen a nigga bark at D Rose. Like he got that kind of carte blanche in the league, right? He
100%.
came in, got everybody settled down. You know what I'm saying? We gonna chip away at this a piece at a time. Hey, young boy, you ready? You ready, young boy? Don't get up off the bench if you ain't ready. My
That's
man went over there in the corner and nailed it. Nailed it. Not no net, not no backboard, not no bing bing bong. Yo, straight.
Yeah, no, that was a good shot.
I
And
love
we
it.
also got to remember that what Obi might lack in experience, he makes
Uh-huh.
up in athleticism and the things he could do at his size. And I think, bringing up, I think it was Mike Ray that brought it up. Those 3 block shots. I forgot all about that. I forgot all
Yes.
about that. And
Yes.
him being that size and being able to do what he could do athletically, and then be able to take on, a block, maybe 2 blocks a game. That could be that's a big difference in a close game. That's a big difference in a game with a 10-point lead. You know what I'm saying? Having somebody that could do that. And I'm excited for it. I'm real excited for it.
Now,
I'm worried about the 5 still. I'm worried
did
about
y'all
the 5.
see? Did y'all see Grimes with his playmaking ability? That one when he came down the baseline,
Yeah, on the
scooped
baseline.
it right
Yeah,
to the middle to Obi. I said, "Oh boy, this kid."
Listen.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what had me off the couch more, that or the fact that Grimes was big boy horsing dudes
But
for rebounds. You know, he got 6 boards, and they
Yes.
weren't necessarily free throw line extended long jump shot rebounds. Like he was down there in the thicket with the thugs,
Yes.
you know
and
Yes.
about him, right?
that totally impressed me about this kid's game.
It brings me
You know
back.
about him, right?
Shut Nito down. Nito was putting up numbers. Nito know he was about to go to the club. Be like, yo, did y'all see me? Did y'all see the numbers I put up? Grimes came in there and boom
You
and
see the coach
pound, I
face?
shut him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You seen the coach face at the end of that game? They was pissed off because they thought they had that
But
game.
they
And I
had the
said,
game.
we not taking no preseason lightly. I don't think no team is. But what I wanted to say is a lot of people don't know about Grimes. Grimes is supposed to be projected like a top pick the year
Yeah.
before draft that he got
Yes.
drafted in. He
Mhm.
went to Kansas and he played with Coach Self,
Self. Yep.
and Self didn't really want him to do what they promised him when they brought him there.
Right,
And Self was more into a more team orientated thing, and he was more of a standout star already. And he
Mhm.
had problems when they didn't let him do what they promised him. He transferred to Houston and wound up having a great season over there.
Yeah. Led them
And
to the
that's when he went
Final
to the
Four.
draft.
Yep.
Exactly, because he already was supposed to be a one and done type of a player before he went to Kansas. And sometimes
Wow.
them programs don't really, they tell you they're gonna let you rock, then you get there, and then it's either somebody else is there. Not saying he didn't play, he didn't fit with their system
Yeah.
because they wasn't going far, and they don't like when one player want to do his thing. I think I'm not
Yeah.
really sure what really happened, but he's a real good player, and I think if he would have went to a better school, he would have came out in an earlier draft at a early pick.
Yeah. That's a fact.
I don't think self I don't doesn't appear to be the coach that Grimes needed. Grimes needed a Tibbs, and he got that in Kelvin Sampson.
Facts.
So to
Facts.
go from Kelvin Sampson, who's gonna demand from you and
Yeah,
hold you accountable, it ain't just do it my way. You're gonna do it this way,
yeah,
whatever that
100%.
way may be. So I mean, you got to think, man. Yo, what were they talking about? They were talking about McBride took 100 3-pointers last year.
Wow.
Grimes made 100 3-pointers last year.
That's crazy.
Think about that. Think
yeah.
about
That's
that. He
crazy. Yeah.
made 100.
Word.
That's why he in the league. That's why he in there now. Yo,
Because he
give me the
dropped what he
ball.
had something to prove.
Let me do what I'm accustomed to doing. And with Tibbs wanting to shoot more threes, you see they put up 41 threes for the game. Yo, he fits in perfect. I'll let you shoot. you got to play some D. The kid's
Yes.
calling card is D. So,
Yes.
coach, I'm gonna give you what you demand, and you gonna let me, shoot the pill.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get some playing time on those games with Derrick Rose and Kemba. Kemba admitted it. He said he may not play in most back-to-backs this season. So he already admitted it. So
Yeah,
those are probably gonna be the
I read an
games.
article. I read an article the other day that was related to what y'all talking about how how Sampson and Tibbs had talked. Uh, of course the camps go back and forth, but and Sampson told the story about how he felt like he was really close to rock bottom when he got him in Houston, and being having that kind of culture that's similar to a Tibbs culture really brought the best out of him, and they thought he was going to come in and just be a straight 3-point shooter. That was their plan because there was a kid that left the year before. I forget his name. And that was their plan. And it turned it. He literally said in his press conference, "I feel like I went to the perfect place." And everything we're talking about right now mirrors that because he the culture that Tibbs has, he fits right in. He fits right in.
That's a fact. He definitely fits, and he's gonna get some minutes. He's gonna get some playing time.
It
Fact
reminds me of
is,
James Posey so much. Reminds me of Posey so much. Three and can play you some D.
he got a Allen. He got an Allen Houston for him as well.
Pure. That
Facts.
stroke is pure. That
Yep.
stroke is pure.
Yep. Yep. It's definitely something that I did notice. So let's talk about Wednesday, man. So as we know, and we started off the show talking about it a little bit, the Celtics are coming to the Garden, opening night. This is a revenge game. I think that Kemba and Evan Fournier is gonna have a big night, man. I
Kemba's
really
gonna
think
go
they got,
off.
yeah,
Kemba's
Kemba.
gonna go off.
I really think that he's gonna go off. He said it on Michael K earlier. Like, look, he said, they didn't want me. He said they got rid of me. He said I got nothing but love for Boston. They did a lot for me when I was there, but I'm here now, and I want to beat those guys. So I think Kemba gonna go berserk that game, man. I hope so, and I think Fournier might put work in too because he didn't really get a chance to fit in Boston because of the whole Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum tandem. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be real interesting, man. And Dennis Schroeder probably may have something to prove too because he passed up on that bag and nobody wanted to give him any money. So of
Passed
course
on the bag.
he passed on a big bag.
He dumped the bag out the window on the highway. He was bugging.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a good game. But like I told you earlier, Hardwell, Ime Udoka, this is his first year as a head coach in the NBA for the Celtics. So it might not be the same Celtics that we're used to seeing. You know what I mean? So I don't know what y'all think about that.
I think Schroeder is gonna try to play for his money.
He has no choice.
That'll fuel your fire. That'll fuel your fire if you ask me. He got a lot to play for.
Yeah.
Boston got a good team. I think us being Knicks fans, we just think we better than everybody. We gonna win every game.
We should think that
I understand that. I'm cool with it. I think that 90% of the time too.
We should think that way. Yes.
But we have to, deal with adversity in order to become good. We ain't gonna be good beating everybody. We ain't gonna win the chip. I don't want us to play down. That's my point. We play down. No, I'm not saying against Boston. I'm saying in general. We play against teams that it's not all that. It seemed like we just don't go out there and handle our business. But when we play a team that everybody respects and we come to play. I want to beat the teams we supposed to beat and compete with those teams that everybody respect. So we could see what we doing here. I don't want to play good one night and then come the next night and lose to Charlotte. Even though Charlotte is pretty good.
They did that last year. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
They did.
You got to beat the team, and you got to take advantage of the moment, like you just said. Well, like you got to. I think Al Horford's not playing this game either. On top of Jaylen Brown due to COVID reasons, I think. But so they got two key pieces that aren't on the court. So you got to not only beat the teams you're supposed to beat, but you got to win the games that are handed to you to win. You know what I'm saying? So when you're missing big pieces like that, you got to pounce on that. You got to smell blood and go for that shit.
We did that last year. We definitely beat the teams we were supposed to beat last year. That's why they won 41 games. They won the
Listen, we,
games.
we beat the teams we were supposed to beat last year,
Yep.
minus the depth that we
Facts.
have this year,
Facts.
But
right?
y'all don't
And
think
good.
the team is, not to cut you, Mike. I want to ask you a question. Y'all don't think it's a difference, even though we got a better team, that this season is going to be a big difference from last season because a lot of work that we put in, not to take credit from our team, because we went on that run in the second half of the season and that was deep because everybody was doing the playoff push. But we was under the radar in a big way as far as like, nobody really respected us, and we got a lot of wins that way. Do y'all think it's going to change this year? Because I think nobody's going to look at us like that anymore because of what we did
I
last
still
year.
don't think we're overly respected. If you listen
Hell
to the
no.
pundits,
Yeah.
you can't.
No, I'm not saying that. I think that the scouting report now is there now. It's like the Knicks, they coming. We can't sleep them no more. It's not the same. I know it's not the respect that you saying like we deserve, but now it's like before last
Okay,
season,
okay.
we was like chopped liver to me. I felt like
You're
nobody
saying they
respected
ain't the
us.
same old Knicks. People gonna look forward to these games coming.
So that's my point. So now it's like they want to beat us now, reference to last season where they didn't think it was real that was really going on. What do you
Hold
think
on.
about that?
I think that they took us serious after All-Star break when they see we had a winning record. And it wasn't a fluke. We went through half a season.
But then we
I
didn't
agree.
get out
I
of the
agree.
first. We won
I see
one
what
game
Hart
in the
Will's saying.
playoffs, though, bro. We
Huh?
won one
I agree
playoff
with Hart
game.
Will's
We
saying.
won one playoff game.
That's
And Atlanta had a strategy waiting for us in the
yeah.
playoffs. They had it.
And that exposed the fact that we needed an alpha. And they exposed the fact that Julius Randle wasn't ready for the moment.
And we needed
And
help.
Tibbs got outcoached. I'm gonna continue to say that. Tibbs got outcoached.
We got more pieces now.
Yes, we got more pieces now that can lighten the load. And I think that it's gonna be a totally different season. I think that's why Tibbs took the preseason serious. It's no, we only got 4 games to get in the chemistry together as a team. Like,
Man, listen,
played it as a regular
Tibbs,
game. Shout out to
hard Willow co-signed me. Tibbs was in Vegas.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't coaching, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
He was there to the
Yeah.
end.
He was there to the end every game in dude's ear.
Yeah. That's what we need. We need that type of. Man, these guys ain't good enough to be taking games off and resting and all of this, man. You need to get as much run as possible because right now it don't look like anybody's coming to save us, just coming here. So we might have to wheel and deal and make some moves to improve the roster to get to that next level. So moving to that, man, let's talk about some players to keep an eye on this season. All right, now we got some interesting names here. Y'all tell me yay and nay. Karl Anthony Towns spoke out about the constant change in Minnesota, and he may be looking for a fresh start sooner or later, especially if the wheels fall off in Minnesota. Nay? Nay?
I wouldn't say nay. I would want to say for who?
It has to be Mitch. Mitch has to be a piece of that trade. Mitch and Quickly
Mitch and Quickly would have to be a part of that.
Mitch and Quickly will have to be in that trade.
I don't think neither one of them dudes are like untradeable. And Karl Anthony Towns is bringing in 20 and 10 plus stretching the court, hitting the 3 as well. So I wouldn't want to dismiss that idea so fast like that because Mitch still hasn't really showed me that he's going to stay healthy, especially with the weight that he put on.
Facts.
So if I could get Karl Anthony Towns for Mitch and Quickly, as much as I love both of them, I'm sorry, I will have them on the first thing smoking.
Shout out to Robert Paul. We see
Mike
you,
Ray. Mike Ray, talk to me, baby.
Mike
Ray,
said nay. Mike said nay.
Mike Ray, please talk to me, Mike Ray. He be hurt all the time, and Towns is in the gym right now looking solid. I saw something.
Yep.
Listen, I respect that, but you bring in Cat, you put Mitch on the plane. You putting 3 things on the plane: Mitch on the plane, Quickly on the plane, and rim protection on the plane. Because Cat ain't giving you no rim protection. right? So and to be fair, he's giving me 2010. I get 2010 from the fourth spot. So I really feel like Cat is just a few inches taller version of Julius.
So you saying that? So you saying that Julius Randle is more consistent than Karl Anthony Towns?
I'm
He's a
saying that
superstar.
I'm
No,
saying that I see them as the same player.
no, two different positions. I think that's not. I
I
think
think
he can't play the five like Cat could, and that
no,
makes
no,
a
no, no,
big.
no. He's just saying in productivity, like for instance, just productivity, not the position,
Oh,
just
I
the
don't think he
output.
did enough work yet, Randall.
Me
Randall
neither.
didn't put in enough work yet.
Me,
Everybody's forgetting that he has one All-Star appearance. He has one MVP, Most Improved Player.
uh-huh.
Uh, that was his best season of his career. Carl Anthony Towns has did that numerous years,
Facts.
and
Okay, so then my counterpoint to that would be, am
Uh-huh.
I willing to experiment to see if Cat can put those numbers up in a place where they care? He putting up
Uh,
25 and 10. He putting 20 and 10 up in Minnesota. Let's
I
put
think it
this.
would
Let's
make it
let's.
serious for him. That
I
man
think
lost
so
his
too.
mother. That man
Facts.
lost his mother. He might come out. He gonna come out balling. So I think it'd be serious to him with Tibbs and D Rose and certain plays that's
And
there
and don't forget Kenny Payne as well from Kentucky.
from Kentucky. Yeah, and that's the only reason why that guy we just brought up, that guy, he got dismissed the same day night. He's from Kentucky. That's why they gave him a chance. He
Exactly.
just didn't make it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I still say nay on Cat.
I say no too. I ain't even gonna think about it. I don't even want to think about it no more.
We gotta upgrade somewhere. You know what I mean? The backcourt seemed flooded, but we gotta upgrade somewhere. We need some
Yeah,
stars in here
and
now.
remember, I've been saying consistently that the five worries me. I've been saying that the
See?
five
All right.
worries me because Nerlens can't
Cat
stay
is a
healthy.
good five.
I
Mitch,
got
the
it.
cat,
Yep.
yeah, but he's a good five, but
He's
I-
the most attainable too.
I
And we a defensive team as far as us.
let's
So I
see what
think that
Jericho. Let's see what the five looks like after 10, 15 games, and then I think we'll have a better idea because I want to see what Jericho Sims is going to do. I want to see how Tibbs plays him, what Tibbs, and that all depends on that depends on Nerlens Noel's health. That depends on Mitchell Robinson's health. If they can't stay on the court, they can't play Taj Gibson the whole game. And I think Jericho Sims coming in the game playing right, with someone like Taj or playing in that kind of that jump and run rotation, that'll be interesting.
And that's why I said that getting rid of somebody like Mitchell Robinson won't be a loss because we still got Jericho Sims. We still got Nerlens Noel. We still have rim protectors
that's
there.
why it's set up
And he's
like
barely
that.
playing anyway.
Huh?
And he's barely playing any like he
Exactly.
he hasn't really played.
So
I don't think they would give up Carl Anthony Towns for those two players.
no.
anyway.
Of course, you're gonna have to throw draft picks in. You're probably gonna have to give up one of the rookies that we got this year.
Mhm.
You gonna have to break a couple of eggs and make an omelet. Like I'm not saying it's gonna
Yeah.
be just that, but those two will probably be the centerpieces of a trade. Another
They
name,
might want Obi too.
another person that I think
Yeah,
that
you want to hear that?
yeah, I'm telling you, Julius will be
My
gone.
man was
before
Stevie
Obi.
Wonder, but he just couldn't hear that one. He's like,
Another name to be on the lookout for. DeAndre Ayton. He's unhappy that he's not getting an extension from the Suns,
what?
and he's looking to be paid like his fellow lottery picks. And the Suns are already committed to Booker and CP.
And apparently he personally bumped heads with the owner
Exactly.
during those negotiations. Apparently
I was about to
he
say,
got a
why
bad
would
taste
they
in his
do
mouth
that
with the
to
owner
him?
right now.
Because they invested in Devin Booker. They like Cam. They like what's the other guy? Cam from North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Cameron Payne.
Not
Cameron
you talking
Payne.
about the
No.
other one.
Cam Johnson.
Johnson.
Cam Johnson.
Yep.
Cam Johnson.
So they
That
like
Cam
boy-
Johnson was flame throwing in the finals.
That boy good.
Exactly. So
That boy good.
they not really looking to invest in Ayton. He's unhappy that he's not getting paid like the lottery pick that he was. And, they tell him to hold off. So he might be unhappy and he might want to be one out of there. Which I thought on bringing him
Yeah,
to the East, to New York.
I like that.
He's
I
good.
don't know. I don't know for what though. I mean, he
Man,
could come.
these
He could come
bigs
over.
we got.
Listen, he could come over here in the East and just beast.
Yo, Mike
Uh-huh.
Gray, it's a lot of icy hot and shit over here with these bigs we got, man.
Hold up.
Nerlens Noel knees is hurting right now. They just say he ain't playing, man.
Yeah, they got the Keflex muscle relaxer out. They got the Elite. They got the 6-inch syringe to drain fluid off of quad muscles. Yeah,
Word.
man.
Bring
Yeah,
in this young guy, man. These old, even Nerlens Noel got too much mileage, man.
I'm telling
Seriously, he
you,
needs to
this is
26.
what
make
I
a
mean.
move.
He's
We
26.
gotta do something shrewd, man, to like shore up the future, man. Don't get me wrong. I like Mitch. I like him, but I love these guys better, man, because what they bring on the offensive end too, man. Dominance down low. You know what I
And you
mean?
know what? You know what
Mhm.
else I worry about? And this might sound stupid, but I worry about this a lot. If you look at like his tweets and a lot of the things he's saying to the media,
Who,
he
Mitch?
keeps talking to to Mitch. He keeps talking
Uh-huh.
about being the defensive player of the year. And
Well, that's a good thing.
No, but that's dope. I think
but
that's what we
hear me
need.
out. Hear me
Uh-huh.
out. Just hear me out. I feel like I'm not hearing him talking about team enough. I'm not hearing him talk about winning enough. I
Oh,
think in his mind,
individual.
again, this is me just looking from the outside in, but I think he's worried more about individual accolades, which is good because you want to be able to secure that bag at the end of the day.
Yes.
Your team's wins and losses will not get you that fat contract. It's your play, your how you play on the court, what you bring to the table, your contribution. We done seen plenty of players be rich and broke teams that
That's a
can't
fact.
win for nothing. But my point is, I'm seeing too much thought, too much. I'm getting senselessness of selfishness and him worried about more his individual attributes and his individual awards and performance more than what the team's gonna do. And I feel like in Tibbs' culture, it's nothing about the individual player. It's about the team.
And that's why Leon Rose keeps dancing around extending Mitch as well. They didn't offer him an extension. So
That could be
they
a big
not even sure
possibility.
that they committed to him long term as well. So
Like my
you know what I
brother,
mean?
get on the court and stay on the court before you start talking about winning awards.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? Like, can you win an award for staying on the court? Can we get him a 30-minute a night award? How about
That's
that?
a fact. That's a fact. So I got another name for y'all. James Harden. Will he commit long term to Brooklyn?
I think he just
He's
did.
expressed wanting to test free agency. Nah,
I think he didn't just. Oh, that
Nope.
must have been.
He
That
Nope.
must
does
have
it.
been false news.
nope. He dubbed it, especially with all this stuff going on with Kyrie Irving right now. James Harden said that he's never experienced being a free agent. We heard that talk before from Kevin
I
Durant.
think he dreamed probably to be a Knick.
What? Would
James
he?
Harden.
Would
He'll probably
he?
dream to be on the Knicks.
Eat that shit up, bro. Eat it
And
up.
and honestly, like we need I mean, he would have to play the two.
Who? Harden?
I mean,
He's coming and playing the one.
Yeah, he played the one.
He's playing the one.
yeah.
He's playing the one. 100%.
I mean, I don't
100%.
mind, but I just think if we had a great point guard with him that could just get him the ball, but he played the one so much, he's probably better at that by now.
This is what I'm saying. He did it in
Even the
Houston.
ball in his hand. Yeah.
He did it in Houston, and he's doing it. He's going to do it this year for the Nets as long as Kyrie Irving is out. And what did Kyrie Irving say the other day when Harden came? Oh, he's the point guard. Yeah, you knew that he was the point guard because that system was built for him. You know what I'm saying? So
I think because he passes better than Kyrie.
exactly, and he can break the defense down and get the man an open shot 90% of the time. So
And he's a doctor at
it's
getting to
that
the free throw line.
it sounds like y'all sold on that one.
Nah, I would love James Harden. I like his game. He's lethal. He's a
Yeah.
scorer. He's if he's 100%, he's box office.
That's a fact.
He ain't
I just
selfish.
don't see it being realistic. I don't want to get all excited, but I don't see how. I don't think they're gonna.
He's willing to
I don't
test
think
free
they,
agents.
I agree with you, Steels. But if the
Eventually,
Nets
we're
are
gonna hit a
smart,
lick with somebody, Rev. That's
but
what I'm starting to feel.
if the Nets are smart, which I think if you could run a
Sean
basketball
Marks is
team,
smart.
you have a little. Sean Marks is a smart dude. they're not gonna let him get that far. They're not gonna let him get to the point
But is
where
it up to them
It's
though,
not up
Remy?
to them though.
walks-
Nah, it's not up to them.
Is it up to them?
where he walks away. They're not gonna let the All-Star break come and James Harden is still like, well, I think I want to try free agency. They're gonna get something for him.
But he still ultimately holds the power because if they trade him somewhere he doesn't want to go, he could say, if y'all trade for me, don't expect me to sign an extension here. And then
Yeah,
it'll
he'll
turn
finish
into
the
the
season
situation.
there. Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
a free agent. Yeah,
Exactly. It's going to turn into the same situation.
and that'll just burn
that
the bridge
yeah,
with that team and him. And I
exactly.
think that he'll want to stay in New York, being that he's in New York already. I think
Exactly. So
that's a
another
good point.
name. We've been hearing this a lot. Damian Lillard. Chauncey Billups already publicly said that he's not convincing anybody to stay anywhere. So will Lillard finally ask to be traded, especially if the season goes south in the loaded West?
I know one thing: if I could get one of them players
Uh-huh.
throughout the transition of the season, we in a way better position. Just one of them.
We got the pieces to do it now.
Yeah, because we
And the
overcrowded.
assets.
We overcrowded on our team. I think
Ren, what
the
you think?
all-star player plays too many minutes to contribute the way he's supposed to. Just like we said, we like James Harden, we like Karl Anthony Towns, we like Lillard. You know what I'm saying? We saying we like these players, right? They
Yep.
play a nice amount of minutes, okay?
Yep.
With the
Yep.
type of players that we have, they don't play those amount of minutes, except
That's
for
a fact.
Julius Randle. So
That's a
you can
fact.
just tell that we get to let these type of players go because these other teams want to take those type of filler players because they want draft picks and all of that in the deal. Then if it be a 2-team trade, you never know. I know we getting one of those players
Definitely.
somehow. I know that's coming. One
Ren,
of
what you
those
think?
players on that list is coming to our team.
Facts. Ren, what you think?
I mean,
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. All that other shit is running out now. Now we not a bad team no more. They see how the fans went crazy because we made one round of the playoffs. Niggas is coming here, man.
I
Small
mean,
lanes, people
look,
coming.
look.
You're developing a winning culture.
Yeah,
Exactly.
don't get me all picturing Zero in a Knick uniform, bro. Ooh, oh, that's just I literally got goosebumps talking about that. Imagine seeing Dame in the Garden with the Knicks uniform on. I mean, it all depends on what happens it all depends on what happens in Portland. And like Steele's been talking about, and I agree with him. We have plenty of assets. I think if there is a team that can land Dame Lillard, it's the Knicks. And all that Ben Simmons for Lillard talk, Ben Lillard for Kyrie talk, it's all real garbage. Because at the end of the day, they want assets. They don't want more headaches. They don't want another Ben. They don't want Ben Simmons and the headache. They don't want Kyrie Irving and the headache. They want assets to be able to build it for the future, and the Knicks go
I would
offer them
take
that.
Kyrie
I would
Irving.
love to see
I would
Dame.
take Kyrie
That's the other
Irving.
one. Kyrie Irving.
I would
Will he
take
be
Kyrie
traded or
Irving
will he
on the
retire?
Knicks. With all that shit and everything,
You gonna
I
roll the
would
dice?
take
You
Kyrie.
rolling the dice?
I would take Kyrie.
Hey, Bradley Beal played the other day in the Garden, right?
Kyrie
Like,
is
how?
nice.
He's not vaccinated. They let him play in the
Kyrie
Garden.
is
I don't
nice. Just
understand.
because he don't want to get vaccinated, I ain't got. That's his personal
Hey,
choice. You know what I'm saying? If
Kyrie
he's gonna
is
lose his
special.
money,
Kyrie is
I
special.
would take
love
that
Kyrie
man at
Irving.
our point guard. If Kyrie was at our point, what?
Special. He's special.
Or at our 2. Let's clear that up. My bad. At our 2.
Yeah, it'll be
But
different.
again, he can't stay on the court either.
Yeah, that's a
You
fact.
know what
He's
I'm saying?
injury prone
He
as
can't stay
well.
on the court either.
True.
All right, I got
And
one.
he's not a leader. He's not a leader too
he's
much
not.
neither. So that's
I
true.
got 2 more names for y'all because we got about
Okay. Cool.
4 minutes.
Cool.
Colin Sexton. He's gonna be a restricted free agent.
That was what we talked about last week.
For who? That's another for who question.
No, he's gonna be a restricted free agent.
Oh. But then I don't think I like him, but I think we could give our players the time and be better or just as good as him.
Yeah, he's not an upgrade to me. I'm not big on him.
Yeah. I like him, but I wouldn't think he's gonna be better than him.
I think that if we had a different team, it would make sense. But you know, I don't think it makes sense for the team. I think we have plenty of guards. We have depth at that position. I think it would be silly to bring in a player like him, and we don't need more players that can't play defense. Yeah, that's my take on it.
So speaking of defense, Ben Simmons, will he
Nah,
finish the season in Philly? And would you take him if you had the opportunity to get him?
nah.
He's a
I
big
would.
guard. He plays the defense, and he's a playmaker.
I would.
You would?
That's an automatic upgrade on our team with Ben Simmons. Yep.
Nah,
Wow.
Because I said it
nah.
before. It's guys on our team that we hope and we say that they're on a rate statistically to be good, right?
Uh-huh.
But Ben Simmons already is all defensive, has already been all-star, already back to back. He's already proven it. So when you look at guys been on our team for 2 or 3 years, they haven't did that yet. They're giving Knox 3 years. They've given this guy 3 years. So I would give those guys away for Ben Simmons and watch how everything changes up on our team. His defensive smarts, his aggressiveness coming at you at 7 feet, 45 miles per hour is not easy to guard.
Your
I'm,
rim
I'm,
is
I'm
like,
gonna give,
nah.
I'm gonna give you one reason why.
What's
And
that?
for our audio fans that can't hear, I'm gonna show it and say it at the same time. What's up here? What's up
Mentally?
here? I don't
Oh,
want none of that weak men on the Knicks. You're gonna take somebody weak mentally and put them on Broadway
That could be
on the
fixed,
Knicks. You're gonna
man.
put
That
them
could be
across 10
fixed.
feet from
You
Spike Lee
can't
every night.
teach. You can't teach an all defensive team the way. If
You
that was the
can't
case,
teach
we would
someone to
have.
have heart either. You
yeah.
can't teach them to have a heart
Yo,
either.
I will. I can't front. Rim does make a good point because if he couldn't deal with the media in Philly,
What?
coming to New York with the New York media, oh
Put him
my
across
God.
from Spike. Across
No, I
from
wasn't
Spike.
talking about media. I was talking about as far as the guys that we have already
Yes,
is
yes.
not
Yeah.
better than him, and they surviving the
That's a
media.
fact. That's a
So
fact.
with that being said, you could teach him more heart and give him more confidence, right? You
Yeah.
can't make
Nah.
your players be on the all defensive team. They have to be special and know how to go steal the ball, know how to play defensive the way Ben Simmons naturally already proves every year.
Yeah.
So, like
He
I
fit.
said, those players that we're saying is going to be good, like a Ben Simmons, we're
Yeah.
not sure of that because the only
Will,
player on our team that made the All-Star is Julius Randle,
We got a
besides
minute,
Kemba
20 left.
Walker.
Will, when you ever saw
Let's
somebody
keep
get taught to have heart? I ain't never seen that. I ain't never
No,
seen
no,
someone. I've
no.
seen
I
people's
said what he
confidence
has.
get better.
No, I
I've
said
seen people's confidence improve.
what he naturally has already. I'm saying,
X's
Rim.
and O's.
You
You're
can't,
right. X's and O's. You're
you can't
100%
teach
right.
him that.
Yep. You're
You
right.
can
You're right.
tell him, yo, why you didn't shoot that? Yo, don't ever do that again. And he's already in that realm of players. He's gonna already automatically, even miss or not, he's gonna take the shot next time.
Bro, Ben Simmons is
He
the kid
has
at the
to.
basketball court that run homes and tells his mama. That's who Ben Simmons is. He's the one that gets ran off the court. He gets ran off the court. He go and tell his mom, and his mama come back holding him by his ear, asking why they ain't let their son play
Let
basketball.
me tell you
That's who
why.
Ben Simmons is.
Let me tell you why. Now look, we give our opinions, right?
I'm
And
gonna
we
tell my
all
mama.
respect. Now check it out.
Yeah.
All the money that they pay Ben Simmons,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's their job. So even though people say, oh, they overpaid him and blah, 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 they paid him that because of what he showed them so far. So for them to judge him off of what he did right there, that's the reason why he wanted to leave. That's just dead wrong. He would have never even got close to that amount of money if he didn't show that he was worth it. And that's a business
Oh
right there.
yeah,
So
I think he's worth it. I agree with you. I think he's worth every
yeah,
penny.
so as far as his mind and him not just shooting, that's easy for us to say. He though we can't teach that, but now next time he just does it and he fixed that easily. He still has all his other attributes already, as far as locking down players like Trae Young when he wants to, because he did that in the playoffs.
That is big.
Mhm.
Yes, he knows how to do things that nobody on our team know how to do. For sure.
He can
And
guard
he's not
Trae Young,
injury
and
prone. He
he can
doesn't
guard
always
Trae
have
Young and Luka
injuries like a
Doncic.
lot of these players.
He can
And the
guard
good
Trae
thing,
Young and Luka Doncic. I agree with you, bro. He's special. He's special.
and
But
the
So
good,
you could
he
give him
can't play under
confidence.
pressure.
Plus, look, Rim, one last thing I want to say. He young. So once the right OG or he start to realize that he played himself, he should have shot that ball. That's an easy fix for somebody to see. Oh, yeah, I should have shot that. Pros look at footage and film all the time. He gonna see he was close to the rim and he should have just dunked it. You can't say that somebody with all those accolades already can't make that minor fix and never make that same mistake again. That's all I'm saying. Let's look at the upside and not the 1 year of what the media made us all perceive and think this is what he is now, because that's their job.
Yeah. And the
I
good
just don't
thing
think
about
it's mine.
it is
I don't think it's mine. I think it's major. I think he's mentally weak. I don't think that the media didn't do it to me. You 6'10" and you can't reach up
it's minor, bro.
put the ball in the hoop.
You judging one issue over all his accolades.
Now he checked out though, Rim. He checked out on Philly already. He already gave up on them. They publicly humiliated him and tried to play him. So I think he just gave up on them. He gave up on them. He don't even want to play there no more. But like Hardwell said, the good thing is that he plays defense and he's not a selfish player. So that means he's not looking to score 30 points a game. He's looking to facilitate and defend other guys, and he's a big body. Yeah, he does his job. Yeah. So I wasn't sold on him, but after hearing y'all go back and forth, it made me kind of think like, yo, probably wouldn't be a bad move to add somebody like that to the mix of what we got, because he's a big body, he's a defender, and that's what we need. And we definitely need a facilitator for sure. So, yeah,
that's injury prone,
and he's not injury prone.
And Joel Embiid and him just not a good fit. We don't have that type of team. You know what I mean? You know, they're cleared out for Ben. Great show though, you guys.
Nah, facts, man. I had to throw those names out there because those are obtainable pieces that we can get.
Wow.
If we were to put something on the table for any of those players, and I think
that one more thing. What if we get 2 of those players? Because we could.
Oh man, yeah, I know. Damn. We gonna have to table that for next week, because we could. Word up, man.
Word to mother, we could get 2 of those guys, and I think we are, because our luck is changing. I'm telling you, mark my words. Hardwell said it. We getting 2 of those guys.
Man, shout out to Hardwell, man. Shout out to Jay Remy, man. You know what I'm saying? Another episode in the books. Don't forget to check us out every Monday. Knicks Talk Nation Radio, hosted by Stills the Great, Hardwell, Jay Remy, and my brother Michael Ray. So until next week, we say peace.
New York City, we back. The Big Apple, NY. The Knicks are back. Staten Mellow. This dedicated to my city, New York. Official kings in the court. Reach with a ball, a hard lesson gets taught. So bring your skills to the nearest playground. No clown around. Catch a helmet in a minute on a New York playground. The Big Apple's what they call it for short. And basketball is our sport. We play for keeps and never settle for sure. So bring your game when you come to my town. We snatch a crowd. You get embarrassed on the court after you shook to the ground. You get respected when you prove you get down. So say the joke for the clowns, and NYC we known to go a few rounds. This is the city where you're forced to go hard. You'll get booed out of Dodge and shown the door being the weakest on squads. Rucker Park and summer nights they stay live. Brothers play for the pride and bragging rights on who's the king of NY. So grab the pill and prepare to go hard. Pick your 12-man squad. Orange and blue better believe we go hard. This for my city, New York, New York City where it's gritty. Yeah, for my city, never pretty. New York City, sing it with me. Yeah, for my city, New York City where it's gritty. NYC, for my city, never pretty. Yeah, New York City, sing it with me.